Hello, 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 my beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode. Take a breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Let's do it again. 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. If you've been following this series, you've already done something powerful. You've started telling the truth. You've started noticing where you negotiate your peace. You've started setting boundaries. You've started releasing old versions of yourself. You've started seeing who benefits when you abandon your peace. And now we're stepping into phase 3 preparation because I want you ready, not pressured, ready. Ready to move into the deeper work that's coming in January, where we begin rewriting our relationship with the past. But before we go there, we have to talk about something that quietly ruins peace for so many people. And it's not always the people around you. Sometimes it's the person inside you. Today we're talking about the link between peace and self-punishment. Because some of you don't just negotiate peace with others, you negotiate peace with yourself. And you've been carrying shame so long that peace feels unfamiliar. So if you've ever made a mistake and then treated yourself like you deserved pain, if you've ever felt like you had to suffer to prove you learned your lesson, if you've ever been unable to receive love because you felt undeserving, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Let's recap what we've built so far. Peace is self-trust, not avoidance. Negotiating peace has a cost. Guilt doesn't always mean you're wrong. Peace requires boundaries. You don't owe loyalty to survival versions of you. Some people benefited when you abandoned your peace. Now here's the twist. Even if you set every boundary perfectly, even if you remove toxic access, even if you stop negotiating with old versions of you, if you still punish yourself internally, you will not feel peaceful, because peace isn't just external. Peace is also the way you speak to yourself. Peace is the way you treat yourself after you fail. Peace is the way you respond to your own humanity. And for many people, the moment life gets hard, the inner voice gets cruel. That inner voice is what we're addressing today. Let me say this with love and truth. Most people don't punish themselves because they're too hard on themselves. They punish themselves because punishment was modeled as love. Some of you learn if you mess up, you get shamed. If you have needs, you get ignored. If you express emotions, you get punished. If you're not perfect, you're not safe. So you internalized it, and now you don't need anyone else to punish you because you do it to yourself automatically. And the wild part is, many people think self-punishment is accountability, but it's not. Let me say it clearly. Self-punishment is not accountability. Self-punishment is not growth. Self-punishment is not healing. Self-punishment is a trauma response. It's a way your nervous system tries to create control. Because if you punish yourself first, maybe nobody else will. If you shame yourself hard enough, maybe you can prevent rejection. If you stay stuck in regret, maybe you can prove you're sorry. But love, you don't heal by hurting yourself. You heal by holding yourself. Let's name the ways self-punishment shows up. Because some of you don't realize you're doing it, you just call it being realistic. Self-punishment can look like replaying the past on loop, calling yourself names in your head, withholding rest because you didn't earn it, overworking to prove your worth, settling for less because you feel undeserving, staying in relationships that hurt because you think it's what you deserve, apologizing for existing, refusing joy because you feel guilty. And here's a big one, not allowing yourself to move on. Some of you feel like if you move on, you're letting yourself off the hook. But staying stuck isn't repentance. Staying stuck is prison. Now let's talk about why peace feels weird for some people. If you've lived in shame long enough, peace can feel like laziness, a denial, irresponsibility. Not caring, forgetting what happened, getting away with it. So when things get quiet, your mind gets loud because your nervous system is used to chaos. Some of you don't feel safe unless you're fixing something, unless you're worried about something, unless you're bracing for something. So when peace arrives, your body doesn't relax. It panics. And that's why I'm always telling you, discomfort is not danger. Sometimes discomfort is just your system adjusting to something healthier. Now here's where we change the pattern. Accountability says, I did something that I regret. I'm going to learn. I'm going to repair what I can, and I'm going to do better. Shame says, I did something wrong, therefore I am wrong. Accountability builds, Shame destroys. So the question becomes, what would it look like to hold yourself accountable without humiliating yourself? What would it look like to learn without punishing yourself? What would it look like to grow without staying in the cage? That is peace. Peace is not pretending. Peace is not forgetting. Peace is accepting that you are human and choosing not to abuse yourself for it. Okay, here's your practice for this episode. It's called the compassion swap because some of you don't know how to speak gently to yourself. So we're going to borrow your compassion, the compassion you give to everyone else, and we're going to turn it inward. Step 1, name what you're punishing yourself for. Say it out loud or write it. I'm punishing myself for I can't stop replaying. I keep shaming myself because. Step 2, imagine it's someone you love, your daughter, your best friend, your younger self. Ask, if this were them, what would I say? You would not say, you're disgusting. You ruined everything. You should have known better. You're a failure. No. You would say, I understand. You were doing your best. You can learn. You can grow. You're still worthy. Step 3, say that to yourself. Even if you don't fully believe it yet. Say, I am learning. I can be accountable without being cruel. I don't need to suffer to be redeemed. I can forgive myself and still grow. Put your hand on your chest and breathe. Because your body needs evidence that you're safe with yourself. That's what peace is. Being safe with you. So today we learned self-punishment is not accountability. It's a learned survival response. And if you want peace, you have to stop abusing yourself internally. Your peace is not negotiable. And that includes the way you treat you. In the next episode, we're talking about something that will set you free from self-blame. You didn't lose your peace. You learned to trade it. Because once you understand what you traded your peace for, approval, safety, belonging, you can stop shaming yourself and start choosing differently. Here's your assignment. Do the compassion swap once this week. And if you want a simple one-sentence start, say, I can be accountable without being cruel. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who is tired of carrying shame and ready to stop punishing themselves for their past. I'm proud of you. You made it to episode 7. And remember and repeat with me, my peace is not negotiable. My peace is not negotiable. My peace is not negotiable. Love you guys. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.